Hello, everyone, and welcome to another monthly tarot lottery. If you're new here and you don't know what this is, every month I pick a name from this bowl randomly, and whoever gets picked receives a tarot reading. And people whose names are in this bowl have pledged either $2 or $4 on my Patreon page, because that's the way to enter. And that also means that you get access to my otherwise unpublished videos and other extra content, and also a monthly written reading for those who pledge $4. And this month I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do a palmistry tarot reading, because I have really been wanting to do that, and some people have sent pictures of their palms to me. So some of the people whose names are in here have already sent me those pictures. But if it's somebody else this time again, someone who didn't send me a palm picture, then you can still send me a picture if you haven't already for the next draw, because I'm gonna keep going until we find someone who would like a palm/tarot reading. And I would just like to find this month's winner. It's not happening as easy this time as it normally would, for some reason. What's happening? Why is it not happening? It's so strange. Normally, it happens within a few seconds, but this time it's different. Okay. And the reading is for Pedro, and I don't think he sent me a palm picture. So, like I said, if you would like a palmistry/tarot reading in the future, feel free to send me the picture of your palm, and if your name gets picked, you will receive the reading. Congratulations, Pedro, and let's get to your reading. So, Pedro, I'm really happy that your name popped up, because you're an old patron and an old friend of mine. And I don't mean that you're old as in your age, but we have known each other for a while. And I would just like to take this moment to thank you for all of your support and all of your kindness that you have been showing me throughout these years. I think it's been going on for years, our little friendship. And I know from our correspondence that you are kind of feeling stuck with actually one card, which I would like to take out from the deck, because it's going to be our significator, and I think you know which card I'm talking about. Of course, I'm talking about the Seven of Pentacles. And to anybody who's watching and feels stuck on the material level, you might find this reading useful, because the Seven of Pentacles is kind of a tricky card. And by the way, this is the card that the tarot revealed to Taurus in this month's tarot zodiac reading. And yeah, it's kind of a nasty card, but if you look at the image here in this deck, it's really kind of beautiful, and it has a much more hopeful vibe than normally or in traditional decks. I think it kind of communicates and is trying to express the idea of cultivation and growing things, and the patience and love that goes into a situation where we need to be where we need to wait, and we need to just believe and trust the process. Believe that it's gonna turn out okay, that the flowers are gonna blossom, that spring is going to come. And I think, especially since this person is being shown kind of harvesting some of the flowers, I guess they are pentacle flowers, coin flowers, so it has a more hopeful vibe to it. And I would just like to ask the cards how you could either make your peace with it, because I know it seems like it has been an eternity since you've been in the situation you're in, but trust me, it's not gonna last forever. And I'm just inclined to ask the tarot how you can make your peace with it, and how you can take some perhaps unorthodox steps towards getting out of this feeling of being stuck and not being able to move forward, which is, I know it's really frustrating, and it's really not only irritating, but it's kind of like a feeling that suffocates your spirit when your life turns into a waiting room of sorts, where you're kind of vulnerable and you are powerless in deciding your own faith. That can be really tough, and I know that feeling really well. Okay. So, my first question is how you can make your peace with this energy, because I believe that it's kind of like an entity. I have just done a reading using the spirit cloth of the freedom reading, and one of the descriptions of the card positions was, and I think I'm gonna read it again because it's just hilarious and also very true, I think, in a way. So it says, an obstacle that will grace your path. An obstacle that will grace your path. I think that's just so unconventional. It's such a strange way of looking at it, but it's at the same time it's more hopeful, more optimistic, and more productive. So it's kind of like an obstacle is visiting you like a special guest, like a celebrity kind of on a talk show, and it's gracing you with its presence, and so it makes it sound like an obstacle is kind of like something to be celebrated, something to be appreciated, because it's gracing your life with its presence. I know that might sound kind of silly, but I just kind of like this at the moment because I have my own obstacles, and it just sounds like a good way out of the misery that one might feel when faced with a Seven of Pentacles type obstacle. So how can you make your peace with it? How can you coexist with this energy? And the next card will give you an idea as to what you could do. Something that could break the spell. So this is kind of like a call to action. This card. Okay. And one more card to perhaps give you some idea of what's coming in the future. So you can prepare, and we can see if it's gonna get better or if you're gonna get even deeper into it. Okay. And if I feel guided to, I might draw more cards, but let's get started with these three. Okay. So the first card was how you can make your peace with it. We have the Queen of Cups here. What you can do, Page of Coins. And what's coming in? We have Judgment in reverse. Interesting. So I'm gonna turn the cards around so you can see them better. So the first card, the Queen of Cups, is, I think, a very good example of compassion and loving, patient, nurturing energy. And what the tarot is asking you to do is to tap into that part of yourself, the healer, the nurturer, the the person who is able to give love and give that love to yourself. Treat yourself in some way. Understand that what you're going through now is quite a challenge, and instead of perhaps blaming yourself or giving yourself any kind of negative self-talk, be very much aware that this is the time when you really, really need the sensitivity and the love of the Queen of Cups. And this is an energy that exists within you. So this is something that you can use for your own healing. But you can also decide to move towards the direction of people and situations where you recognize the presence of this energy, of this forgiving, loving, unconditional acceptance type energy. So I think in order to make your peace with the situation, it's important that you first forgive yourself and allow yourself to be perhaps less than strong at this moment. You don't always have to be strong, and I can imagine that this situation is just really grinding you down, like it's taking away a lot of your energies, and that's okay. That's fine. This is just an episode in your life, and if you feel like you need some space, some time to relax and to take care of yourself, then do it, because this is the way to move forward. Don't put any extra pressure on yourself, more pressure than it's already present. Now, what you can actually do, we have the Page of Pentacles here, and that's suggesting to me that starting to learn a new skill or starting any kind of new project could be a good idea at this time, even if it seems counterintuitive, because you're in an uncertain kind of position where you don't really see the future and nothing is clear. And it might seem like not the best step forward, but your life didn't stop. You're still going and you're still moving forward in different ways, even if that one aspect of your life requires you to have a little bit of patience. But in my mind, the Page of Coins is telling me that you're still in a position to start something new, that it is worthwhile trying new things and developing new methods, new skills, new techniques, perhaps in your healing work, or perhaps even outside of that. Anything new that can enrich your life and enrich your work can be a good idea at this point. And the future, Judgment reversed, is suggesting to me that you shouldn't be expecting any radical changes anytime soon. So just keep on going. Don't forget that life is not over, life is not on hold, even if it seems like that. Be brave and start something that you have always wanted to do, a skill that you always wanted to learn. Perhaps take a new course, or even just use the internet to learn about something new. And that's really something that can help you have the feeling that you're moving forward instead of backwards, because that's the most important thing at this point. And Judgment in reverse also suggests to me that when the change comes eventually, it's going to be extremely powerful. But Judgment in reverse, I believe, is an indication of a delay, of a transformation delayed. But even if it takes time, eventually it's going to come, and it's going to bring new and innovative energies with it. So I know that the situation is frustrating, and I know it's hard, and I'm here if you would like to talk, and if you have anything to ask, perhaps feel free to message me as always. And I wish you good luck. And thank you to everybody else who watched this video. See you in my next one. Bye bye.